We're going to be reacting to the brand new Charli XCX single, Ss26.
Quite an interesting name. I'm not quite sure what it means. Maybe we'll find out in the track, but we recently listened to rock music, so I'm presuming that these singles are building towards a new era and a new album, potentially.
Yeah, is this going to be a really kind of experimental rock track, or is it going to go in a different direction? Because I don't know if Charli can keep going on that heavy rock, although it did go massively viral, which surprised me. I saw it everywhere on the internet, but let's kick into this. 808s and Heartbreaks.
Yeah, it's got that vibe.
Spring, summer, 26,
Oh.
when the world is gonna end.
Spring, summer 26.
So it's not a German officer.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
There's that heavier side.
Got that distorted guitar.
Oh, just a quick shout out for this here. There is just little tippity-tappity drums, I'm going to call them, and there's a really, really funky bass at the bottom of that mix, and it's not super audible, but hopefully you guys can hear this because I love that. That's
Tim
great.
loves the bass.
Don't know what I'm doing now, but I didn't do it. Even if I did, no, it's not my fault. I wasn't there. Think my politics could work as a press strategy, and my heritage could give me quite the U.S.
That's a crazy level of distortion.
I'd rather take the easy road. Yeah, I think I'll be alright if I look good in the clouds. Spring, summer, 26, when the world is gonna end, no home for any fit. Yeah, we're walking on a runway that goes straight to hell.
I can already see on TikTok and Instagram, you know, that spring, summer 26, people are going to be putting like a compilation of their spring and summer in 2026. And it'll be like all the little videos of them on holiday with that chorus playing in the background. It's 1,000,000% going to happen.
Do you think she's purposefully done that, or do you think it's going to be a happy accident? If this happens, you heard it here first. This single was released at midnight tonight, so you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe it's just a song for her, spring and summer 26. I'm not saying she's done it on purpose, but I can definitely envisage that.
I wanna say it was no music, fashion, or film. Spring, summer, 26, when the world is gonna end, no home for any fit. Yeah, we're walking on a runway that goes straight to hell. I know I was hacked.
Now we've got the funky bass line, a little electronic element in the background. Don't even know what that is. Or is it a guitar picking?
I've no idea. I like it though. Is there some context to her saying that she was hacked and she wrote a notes apology? Did something happen that I missed?
Not that I'm aware of, but I just want to say the songwriting in this is so much better than rock music, in my opinion. Like, just the last two lines, I think my politics could work as a press strategy and my heritage could give me quite the USP, is very smart songwriting.
It's very self-aware as well, isn't it? Like, she knows these things. And yeah, rock music didn't really have that much lyrical content other than which, let's carry on. Ooh. Little high pass filter on the drums.
Funky ending for us.
Yeah. Funky little motif at the end that we'd not heard previously on the track either. You know what? I'm really happy with this because, let it be said, rock music, I didn't mind it. I think it was an earworm. It was one of those that once you listen to it 10 times, you go, all right, this isn't that bad. but obviously not her greatest work. This, however, oof, you know what? I'm happy. I'm glad to see that she is taking an alternate direction.
I much preferred this. It had a very calm and relaxed vibe, and it's something you can just imagine playing in the background when you're like going somewhere, or on, you know, like if you're in the car and this was playing, you could be having a fun time singing along with the chorus. But at the same time, in the lyrics, there was a bit more purpose and a bit more meaning to it. It didn't feel quite as tongue-in-cheek as rock music did. And I actually think it also makes me more hopeful for the album. If she's going to do an album in this style with some guitars and a couple of synths and a bit more rocky, in between these two sounds, I think there's something there that could work really well in terms of a full album. So makes me a lot more hopeful. And as I say, I think it'll trend this one. I think that spring summer chorus will do really well.
I think you're right on that. I think you might be the trendsetter. I think you should do it first before everybody else does it. Get on that and say, look, I started that trend. What I liked about this was the fact that we did have that distorted guitar in there, so it wasn't a million miles away from rock music, albeit it wasn't really in that realm. We still had a distortion that sounded similar to what we heard on rock music. So the kind of the trend that she's had for these two tracks has kind of tracked across them both. So we've not got just this disparity of, well, this song doesn't sound anything like this song. There's at least elements that reflect each other. I really like the fact that it seems she's leaning more towards instruments rather than the electronic side. Like, don't get me wrong, Brat was fantastic, but I do enjoy her exploring these sounds more. We've got the guitar in there, we've got the bass in there. Drums are likely still emulated, but I don't think she can move a million miles away from that EDMX sound, because that's just who she is. And I respect her for that. I like that she's trying new things.
I also think it's the Charli song I've heard with the least auto-tune in a long time. I know that that's part of her style, and that's not a problem. I don't mind artists using auto-tune when it's kind of the vibe. But it was quite nice to hear a real voice a little bit more. There was still a little bit of tune on there, but it felt like it fit the song well. If it was that really chill vibe and it was super, super auto-tuned, it wouldn't have sounded correct. I think she's nailed it with this one. You know, and if you saw the last video, I really didn't like rock music. I have enjoyed this track, and I'll be listening again.
This feels like there was a section when she was talking about she got hacked and it got released out of context, this, that, and the other, and it was kind of a bit more spoken word. Whenever Charli XCX talks, I always am forced to remember that she is British. Like, I always forget that she is, because her vocals don't really sound it half the time. When she goes into talking and she says certain words, you go, oh shit, I forget that she's from where we're from. And it's just so jarring, because I think in the area of music that she occupies, I think a lot of her peers are American artists. So when you then have that kind of whiplash of, oh shit, no, she is British, I think it's cool to know that we also have pop girlies that are up there. I mean, pop girly, I don't know, it's in that realm of,
So she's more in the gayer sphere than the pop girly sphere.
Maybe so, yeah.
Which is like, there's loads of artists in that sphere as well. It kind of comes under one, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to hit like and subscribe. We'll definitely be listening to the full Charli album when it comes out. And if you've watched both, you've probably seen we actually kind of try to be fair. It's not always just me hating.
We can be nice. Well, Joe can be nice sometimes. I try and be nice.
Yeah, every now and then. Anyway, we'll catch you soon.
Thank you very much.